move out, you list the property and nobody can afford the rent that you're listing. So the property goes months and months and months without being occupied. And now you're losing double than what you could have been making, leaving that tenant at that price.
So if you haven't watched that video, go watch it. This creator basically mentioned that landlords, they're increasing rent, and because the rent is high, the apartments are vacant, and because they're vacant, we end up losing and selling our homes. I've been a real estate investor for about 8 years now, and I will tell you this: as long as the rental is market value or it's below market value, you will always have renters. Especially in this market, I've seen that a lot of people aren't buying homes. They can't afford it. The inflation's too high. The interest rates is high. But I will say this: if the landlords are like trying to price gouge and the units are just way above market, I can see people not renting from them. But if it's market or below, you're gonna get a renter, 100%. So recently, for my 2 properties in Jersey, I've had them for about 6 years now, and this has been the first year I've actually increased the rent on the units, and it's still below market. So I'm still giving it to them at a great price that is not market. And from my personal experience, the only reason why I increased the rent is because the property taxes, the insurance, inflation is going up, and we have to pass that cost down to the renter, because as a small landlord, we can't afford to keep eating that cost. Now, the main issue that I'm seeing is that a lot of the older landlords, they've paid off their homes. They don't have mortgages, and they can afford to give you the cheaper rent because their property taxes haven't been reassessed, because there's been no selling or any updates to the house for a long time, so there's no need. And because that's happening, and a lot of the older landlords, they're starting to retire, go to Florida or whatever, and selling their homes, the houses are getting reassessed. And when they're getting these new owners have to pay their mortgage, so they're going to have to charge you higher rent to be able to cover the mortgage, cover the taxes, cover the insurance, and everybody's mad about it. As long as your rent isn't like a crazy amount, it's market level or below, you have a decent landlord, I really don't see an issue with an increase every once in a while. I'm probably gonna do one like every 3 years or so, but like sometimes it's looked like the landlord has this wealth of money to eat the costs and just allow your rent to remain the same forever, and it's just feasibly not possible. Like, we're gonna have to increase it. So let me know your thoughts on this.